I installed the camera to protect her. There had been break-ins in the neighborhood. 2 houses on our street in 1 month. I was traveling for work every other week, and the thought of her alone, of something happening, I couldn't live with that. So I set up the system myself. Living room, kitchen, front door, linked to my phone, motion activated. The kind of thing you set up and forget about. I forgot about it for 4 months, until a Tuesday night in a hotel room in another city. My phone buzzed with a motion alert. I almost didn't open it. I wish I hadn't, but I did. And what I saw on that screen changed everything. My name is Marcus, 38. I work in security systems. I design the things that keep people safe. The cameras, the sensors, the locks that don't fail. There's an irony in that, I know. Diane and I had been married for 6 years. She was warm. She made friends everywhere she went. She could walk into a room full of strangers and leave with 5 invitations to dinner. I loved that about her. Our life looked exactly like what it was supposed to look like. The house, the routines, the Saturday mornings. It looked like that right up until it didn't. I'd been away 3 days. Portland, site inspection. Diane said she'd be fine. She always said she'd be fine. I was in bed at the hotel. 11:47 p.m. I remember the time exactly because I've thought about that moment every day since. My phone lit up, motion detected, living room. I assumed it was the cat. We had a cat, a grey one named Opal, who liked to knock things off shelves at night. I opened the app anyway. The living room was lit by the lamp by the couch, the one Diane always left on when she stayed up late, and there were 2 people on my couch. One of them was Diane, the other one I didn't recognize. At first I told myself it was a friend, a colleague. Then I watched a little longer, and I knew it wasn't any of those things. I sat in that hotel room for 2 hours. I didn't call her. I didn't get in the car. I just watched. The camera had a timestamp. He arrived at 9:14 p.m. I scrolled back through the footage, watched him come in. She opened the door like she'd done it before. No hesitation, no surprise. Practiced? I checked the logs. The system kept 90 days of records. 90 days. He had been there 11 times. 11 Tuesdays. Every single time I was in Portland. I'm a security professional. I understand patterns. I understand that when something happens 11 times in exactly the same way, it is not a mistake. It is not a coincidence. It is a decision. I didn't sleep that night. I saved every file. I exported the timestamps. I built a complete record because that's what I do. I build things that don't fail. I came home 2 days later, on time, as scheduled. I brought her flowers from the airport, the kind she liked. White ones, simple. She hugged me at the door. She made dinner. She asked about Portland. I answered every question. I sat across from her at the table we had picked out together. The one she said made the kitchen feel like a real home. And I said nothing because I had already decided I wasn't going to be the man who explodes. I was going to be the man who prepares. I had a lawyer's number in my phone before I landed. I had a storage unit rented by the time I walked through the door. She poured me wine and smiled and asked if I was tired. A little, I said. I was the most awake I had been in years. I waited 1 more week. Not because I was afraid, because I needed everything to be in order. On a Sunday morning, coffee and no plans and light through the kitchen window, I opened my laptop. I turned it to face her. On the screen, 11 video files, each labeled with a date, each starting at 9:14 p.m. on a Tuesday. She looked at the screen, then at me, then at the screen again. Marcus, I'm not asking any questions, I said. There's nothing to explain. I have everything I need. She started to cry. I stood up. I closed the laptop. I picked up the bag I had packed the night before, and I told her one thing. I installed that camera to protect you. Turns out, it protected me. My lawyer had the paperwork ready Monday morning. I had already moved the things that mattered. Books, a few photographs, the coffee maker she never used, but I always did. My new apartment was smaller, quieter. The first night, I sat in the dark for a long time, not sad, not angry, just recalibrating. I'm a man who builds security systems. I know that when a system fails, you don't patch it, you rebuild it from scratch with better design. I packed up the camera from the living room before I left. I didn't need it anymore, but I kept it. As a reminder that sometimes the thing you build to protect someone else ends up being the thing that saves you. Sometimes the truth doesn't come from a conversation. It doesn't come from a confrontation. Sometimes it just appears on a screen at 11:47 on a Tuesday night in a hotel room in Portland. And then you have a choice. You can fall apart, or you can do what Marcus did, go very quiet, and get to work. This channel is for the people who choose the second option. Every story here is real in the way that matters. The silence, the decision, the walk out the door. Subscribe, because the next story starts with a single text message that was never meant to be found.